All right, guys, welcome to the video. Really excited to jump into this one. Um, we are basically going to be going through the Creative Income Accelerator from a broad point of view, and I'm going to be talking about how to consistently land 5K video projects every month, so you can scale your freelance videography business to 6 figures. This is something I did multiple times. I ran my own video agency for 8 years. These are tried and tested methods, and they all work. So you can kind of choose whatever you like to do. That's the beauty of it. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Now, who's this for? This is for freelance videographers who are tired of unpredictable income. They want to work with premium clients, and they want to have tools and systems to help them consistently grow their business. Who's it not for? It's not for hobbyists. It's not for people who aren't willing to commit to building a real business, or for those chasing like quick win solutions or get rich quick schemes. You can make an enormous amount of money in video production. The year is December 2024 right now, and I only predict it's going to get even more and more massive. And I don't think AI or AGI is going to have as much as a detrimental effect as many people think it will. It will definitely have an effect, but if you can harness it, this is going to be a beautiful time to be a videographer. Like, the skills that you have at the moment when it comes to post-production is going to be even more invaluable as time goes on. And we'll get into that. So why should you listen to me? Who is this guy on a camera and what's he chatting about? So my name is Ben Lawton, and I grew my own video agency, Otter, to $500,000 per year on year 7. And I then successfully exited my company by selling my shares to my business partner. And we worked with some of the UK's biggest brands at the time, like Epic Games, National Trust, DWR, Howden Area, UK Space Agency, just to name a few, just to name drop some stuff there for you. But 2 or 3 of those are unicorns. We're talking £1 billion revenues a year. They are big companies. And yeah, so I hope that's a bit of gravity, a bit of authority that I do kind of know what I'm talking about. And I use a lot of these strategies in the Income Accelerator to land clients and to predict workflow. And the wonderful thing about lead generation, especially in video production, is it's not hard in the sense that it's not complicated. It's very, very simple. Does it require work? Yes. Does it require you to do things daily? Yes. But it's not like this rocket science thing that only genius marketers can achieve. You can achieve it and the system's in place, and they are not rocket science to understand. They just require consistent effort to get consistent output. Hope that makes sense. So first and foremost, in order to hit 6 figures, we need to do a bit of reverse engineering or revenue mapping. So what is revenue mapping? So most videographers underprice their services because they're unclear on their revenue goals or how to hit them consistently. I'm going to show you how to reverse engineer your financial goals into a clear roadmap. So 6 figures per year, what the fuck does that mean? It means $100,000, £100,000, €100,000 per year that your company, your freelance videography company, is going to make. Okay? So that is $8,333 per month. Okay, that's a little bit more achievable, right? Right, guys? Which is $1,923 a week. And you're thinking, hold on, Ben, 8,333 divided by 4 isn't that number. You're right, it's not. But a month isn't exactly 4 weeks. So what we do is we take 100,000 per year, divide it by 52, which is the amount of weeks in the year, and we get 1,923 per week. That is what we need to hit every single week, and we'll have a 100K year. We'll have a 6-figure year. So what does that look like on a day-to-day basis? Well, it's $385 a day. $385 a day. In video production, very, 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 very fucking achievable. If you are looking at $385 a day and thinking, oh man, that's quite a lot more than I'm charging you right now, make this your new standard. You don't shoot for a day anything less than that. You don't do post-production for a day anything less than that. You don't get out of bed for any job less than this. I mean, realistically, it should be way higher, but I'm just trying to set the standard of where you need to be from now on. And this is our complete bottom. Ideally, we are doing double this per day, and we will move towards that in time. If you are already above that per day, fantastic. All we've got to do is increase the volume. So the reason I wanted to break this revenue mapping down is so you understand concretely, logically in your head, what it's going to take for you to hit this financial goal of 6 figures. And trust me, guys, 385 a day is not hard to do, really not hard to do. We just need to have a bit of conviction with what service and solution we're providing. And we need to move away from this scarcity mindset of where's the next job coming from? Oh, this client's only going to pay $250. I need to take it because I haven't got enough work. We are going to input systems where clients are coming in, right? And you don't have to be scared about turning work down, especially cheap work like that. Cool. So that's revenue mapping. That's just a really short exercise so we can all get on the same page of what we're trying to do here at the Income Accelerator and what we're trying to accomplish. So positioning. This is something that every single videographer in the world gets completely wrong. There are an exception to the rule, people who do it well because they've gone out there and they've read business books like I have, and they've learned and they've understood what the fuck they're supposed to be doing. But it's a very, very common problem amongst videographers. To be honest, it's a very common problem amongst creative people in general, because they're normally very wonderfully good at their craft and being able to create stories from their creative mindset and their brain. But when it comes to marketing and positioning, it's all fugazi, it's all fugazi. Like, it doesn't make any sense to them, right? Don't worry, I can explain it to you. So we need to define your niche and value proposition and so that's clarify the unique value you bring to your clients on the specific niche you serve. Then what the fuck does that mean? I'll tell you what it means. Have you ever felt like if you niche down, you would shut yourself off from the rest of the market? Yeah? That's the fucking point. That's why you niche down. Because if you're serving everyone, you're serving no one. Don't find the nation, find the niche. And I'll explain to you why. Imagine you're a videographer, and this is probably everyone watching this video, who just does everything that comes to them. Real estate, food, events, cars, service-based things, product-based things. Every single thing that you get a brief come through, like, yeah, I can do that. And you figure it out, right? And unless you are a god, you're not going to be the best at everything that comes your way, because you don't have the experience to become the best at every single fucking industry and every single niche and understand all the pain points, because you're not like artificial intelligence. You don't have that kind of knowledge. Unless you've been in the game for an exceptionally long time and you can do 2 or 3 industries, sure. But most of you aren't like that. Most of you will just take whatever comes your way. And it bounces from corporate interviews to fucking real estate. It's so diverse. And that's okay when you start out and you can get by, but it's not a realistic way to grow a video company. And it's not a smart way to do about it either, especially if your goal is to make a shitload of money. Niching down is by far the best way to go. And you cannot do it at a better time with AI around the corner, because with AI coming, it is going to completely shit on all the generalists in the country, in the world, because AI is making editing and filming easier for the masses. So if you're a generalist, the market is going to become saturated if it hasn't already. But if you niche down, you are not going to have any of these problems. You got to think, when it comes to niches and markets, you want to think of them as pools of water. And the bigger the market, the more older the market, the redder the water is going to be, because there's so many sharks in there, right? What we want to do is we want to position ourselves into a blue lagoon, a blue ocean, where there's no one else in that market yet. So you've got real estate. So you've got a videographer who does real estate, who does high-end real estate for social media videos that drive engagement and boost conversions, for example. You've got 4 layers of niching there: videography, real estate, high-end, and a unique sale proposition on the social media end. That is a very niche position to have, but it also makes your positioning in your outreach and your your offer so much more attractive to the client. Because imagine you do the research, right? Imagine you do the research and you find out high-end real estate clients really fucking struggle to make engaging content. Right? Let's just imagine that's their biggest pain point. And your offer is, hi, I'm Darren from Stoke, and I help high-end real estate brands drive conversions and make sales on social media with the content. And that's the only thing I do, and I'm the best in the country at it. I also charge a fortune for it because I'm the best in the country at it. And do you know what happens then? Your offer becomes so attractive to these people because it's so specific to their pain points that they will hire you and they will pay you good fucking money. And there is no competing on price because there's no one else like you who's doing what you're doing. That's why you fucking niche down. And this is where it gets really, really sexy, is the more you niche and the more you testimonials you get in your niche, the easier it gets to sell. And it gets to the point where you don't even have to do client acquisition or lead generation anymore. Because in reality, guys, when you niche down, you don't need 100 clients. You need like 5. If you have 5 clients who are paying you $3K a month, it's 15 grand a month. You know, we're talking 200 grand a year here from 5 clients. And if you get really good at solving their pain points, they fucking love you and it becomes easy. And I'm not saying that by niching down, you can never work in any other industry again or any other niche. Of course you can, but you don't dilute your messaging. You know, this becomes what you are and who you sell to. You know, niching and values and offers, we need to go in a lot more detail, but I've given you a really good idea about why you should do it. And I hope that helps. I hope that's kind of unlocked some things in your brain there. So to echo my last point, we want to create a portfolio that sells results. We want to showcase work that emphasizes the outcomes you deliver, not just the visuals. Now, imposter syndrome is rife with video production people and video freelancers because they do 2 things. They go on social media and they look at other videographers who are just killing it or doing like making really cool shit, right? And they might have done a passion project where they spent 2 weeks in post-production making some fucking film really nice. And they're looking at it and think, fuck, I'm nowhere near as good as that guy. I'm shit, right? Problem number 1, doesn't fucking matter. There's always going to be someone better than you. Trust me. But there's always going to be someone worse. Like, it's just about, that's just about perspective about how you see yourself. And comparing yourself to other people is a one way ticket downhill. We always want to be comparing ourselves to who we were yesterday, no one else. Did I make the video better than the person would have done yesterday? I.e. me. Yes. Okay, cool. We're improving. That's all the fuck it matters. Number 2, when it comes to videographers with imposter syndrome, it's because we are not fully aware of the results we are delivering. And if a client is going to pay us 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 grand for a video, and the only thing we're delivering is a video that's hit the brief and looks nice, yeah, of course you're going to have imposter syndrome because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You don't know what results you're giving. How on earth are you going to sell that, you know? And you got to think, clients, especially in 2024, guys, and this is just getting more and more rife. If you can't give a direct return or explain what the return is on the investment in you, you're fucked. You're fucked. And the last 10 years has all been about, you can just make really good video. You could just exist in this market and you can make money. That's changing because there's videographers out there, smart ones, who are going out there and they're saying, look, I'm not just going to make it look pretty. I'm going to deliver results. I'm going to increase engagement by 50%. I know I can do it because I've done it before. Or I can do a crowdfunding video that I know is going to drive sales, right? And, you know, putting these sort of guarantees or putting these kind of result-based results, but result guarantees on videos, I get it. It's daunting. And I'm not saying you have to go in and promise the world, but you need to start going in and saying, look, what are your pain points? Okay, cool. Let's try and solve them. Right. And then when you've solved it a few times, then we start putting guarantees in place because we start getting good at it. And when you put guarantees in place, you're becoming very unique in the market. But, you know, relying on the visuals, guys, you're not going to be here in 2 years if that's all you care about. And if you're not willing to change and think about the results you get for your clients, you are not going to be able to have the conversations around the table where you're asking and demanding higher money. Because if you have a video, if you can make a video, for example, what niche should we pick? Okay, let's pick recruitment in tech. And let's say that this tech company is spending hundreds of thousands of pounds a year on recruiters. And yeah, they're spending a lot of money. And you come along, you say, okay, what's your biggest pain point right now in recruitment? They say, well, we're spending around 250 grand a year in recruitment and it's costing us a fortune, but we have no choice because we need the staff. Okay, cool. What if I built out a campaign and we did X, Y, and Z, and we maybe put some Facebook ads and Meta ads. We ran this on Indeed or whatever we did. And we created really high conversion video content that made people want to apply. And it could be a lever. It could be an ad that you turn on and off based on when you need people to come in. How would that sound to you? And they'd be like, yeah, that sounds fucking amazing. Okay, cool. And how much would that save you on recruitment each year? Oh, $250,000. Okay, cool. So is it fair to say if I solve this problem for you, that I could potentially charge you 25% of the problem, 50% of the problem? Well, yeah, but it would have to work. Okay, well, if it works, let's do a commission base then. All of a sudden, you're building out a campaign for 6 figures because you're solving a very specific problem. You're becoming a strategist rather than just a videographer. And I know that's a very wishful thinking scenario, but they fucking exist, right? And if you're going to solve problems that are going to save clients a lot of fucking money, you can have a piece of that pie. Trust me, you can have a piece of that pie. Okay, guys, next, we want to establish yourself as the expert. So we want to use strategic content and testimonials to position yourself as a go-to videographer for premium clients or clients within the niche that you love to work in. And you do that by niching. That's how you become an expert in something. You don't become an expert videographer. That's just a fucking DOP, right? And most of the time, clients aren't after fucking DOPs. They're after results. Unless your goal is to go into production, big production, then yeah, you can do that. But if your goal is to make money and enjoy the life that you want to enjoy and have the things you want to have while doing the job you love, this is what you do. And it's very easy to collect testimonials when you deliver results. And when you deliver results, you get testimonials. And when you have a bank of testimonials specific to your niche and your pain points, sales becomes so easy because the pain points rarely change. And if you just have an ad or you can send a client proof of concept, like, I've worked with 4 other people and I've solved this pain point for them. Here's a testimonial. And because you're a videographer, you can get video testimonials and you can make them look sick. And it does all the sales for you. The offer does the sales for you. So you don't have to be constantly in this slog of trying to get shit going. You do at the start, but you don't have to be in it forever. And it becomes really fun as well because, I know that as a videographer, as a creative person, you just want to be recognized for your talents. And you want people to appreciate what you do and the magic you can bring. And clients are never going to see that when you're a generalist. But when you niche down, they'll really start to see it. And it feels really fucking good. It feels really good. Lastly, we want to set boundaries of clear pricing, communicate your value confidently, and filter out low budget clients with a professional pricing framework. This is something I teach within the accelerator, but we're not going to do anything less than 385 because 6 figures is our new standard, right? It's not the goal; it's the standard. And you can do when you're in a niche and you solve specific problems, guys. Pricing a lot of the time pricing can become secondary because people and clients become so desperate to solve those pain points. As long as your pricing isn't fucking outrageous, they're just going to pay for it because they need that problem solved. And for you, it might think, wow, this is only worth $2,000, but to them, it might be worth hundreds of thousands of pounds, tens of thousands of pounds. Okay, so lead gen and pricing. I told you I was going to go through some of the strategies and how they work. Let's get into it. So we want to attract dream clients with a proven funnel. So use target outreach and marketing strategies to consistently bring in ideal leads. So there's a few ways you can do this. And every single strategy works. This is the great thing. Every single strategy works, right? And we should break it down into 3 different ways. We've got content, we've got outreach, and we've got referrals. Content is organic content and paid ads. Outreach is warm and cold outreach, and referrals is referrals. How can we supercharge each of them? So with organic content, we don't just post organic content, we post a flywheel. So what the fuck is a flywheel? It's basically a way to make your organic content compound. So we want to go on a platform like LinkedIn and we want to start connecting with personalized messaging everyone who's in our niche. And you can do this really easy on LinkedIn. You can select the industry, you can select the company size, you can select the uh, age of the company, you can set location, you can get really specific, and you can select marketing managers at that company or recruitment managers, whoever it is you need to speak to. You can get super targeted, and then you connect with them and you give them some nice messaging, you start nurturing those contacts, and then you post content on LinkedIn now that you're connected with them that is perfect for what they need. You talk about their pain points because you know it from the market research, and you talk about how to solve those pain points. And then all of a sudden, these people you're connecting with and building up very minor relationships with, they start to see your content and they start to become sold that you're the expert they need to solve those problems. And if they haven't realized what those problems are yet, when they do realize, where do you think they're going to go? So you're not just posting content out into the nether, you're posting content that is just going to nurture those relationships more. And that's why it's a flywheel, because the more you put into it over time, the more it's going to spit out. It just spins faster and faster and faster and harder, and you just get better results over time. That flywheels are fantastic because they're basically free to run. They just take time. And you can really grow into like £500,000 a year from a flywheel, like especially LinkedIn flywheel. Next, we want to pre-sale with value-driven content. So we want to share intentional content that builds trust and positions you as the expert clients wants to hire, like I said, into the flywheel. And then we want to shift from time-based to value-based pricing. So learn to price your services based on the results you deliver, not the hours you work. I waited in the last slide on the niche. And this is when you can really just skyrocket your revenue because you're charging it based on the offer and based on the value it provides. So once you get into a niche, and I'll touch on this again briefly. Once you get into a niche, you know how much a pain point being solved means to that client. Let's say it's worth 5K, your offer just becomes 5K standard. And then you need to know that all you need to do to hit 6 figures is sell 1.75 of those per month or 2 a month. And you're going to hit it pretty comfortably. And guess what? You're not going to be on time-based pricing. The faster you get, the less you're going to get paid because you're going to be penalized for being faster. Value-based pricing, the better you get solving that solution, the faster you get, you still get paid the same. So technically your hourly rate goes up as well. And if your offer's good and it does solve the problem, you can sure as shit bet there's things you can do to automate parts of it. And you can build out, let's say, templates within Premiere or CapCut, whatever you use to edit, that are going to speed up those results for you. And you can outsource, I don't know, subtitling, like things you can outsource, right? To make everything faster. And that's how you scale. This is how you scale very quickly. If the offer's good, money. Lastly, we want to build consistent revenue streams, implement systems to secure ongoing projects, and reduce income unpredictability. So I touched on it earlier. We have content. So we want to do organic content with cold and warm outreach, and that's your flywheel. And that's really powerful. And that's what I'd recommend to anyone starting out or anyone less than 6 figures, is we build out a content flywheel within your niche. And because we're videographers, we can make good content. And I know it's like, as a video production person, it's very much like, oh, I can make really good content for my clients, but I can't make it for myself. Hey man, I hear you. You just need a plan. And when you understand who you're making it for and what you're talking about, it becomes really easy. But when you make video content for fucking everyone, yeah, of course it's going to be hard because you don't really know what's working. No matter video production, the amount of video freelancers who just post shit about their kit. No one gives a crap about your kit. You know, it doesn't matter if you're shooting stuff on a fucking Red or a Canon R5. If you're hitting results, that is the only thing the clients give a shit about. Sometimes clients give a shit about the size of the camera, I will admit, but it's about the results. Paid ads. You could do nothing and just do paid ads and you could make a fortune, but it becomes, you need to know what you're doing because otherwise you're just going to be chucking loads of money at the wall and it won't get you anywhere. But paid ads is really how you go from 6 to 7 figures. 6 to 8 figures. I haven't done anywhere near that, but I know people who have done it and you need ads to do it. Or your offer becomes exceptional, which is also possible. But, 0 to 6 figures, you want to have a content flywheel, organic content, and then cold and warm outreach. And then you get paid ads 6 figures and above. There's another way you can grow as well, which is referrals, which is what a lot of people rely on. I grew Otter to multi 6 figures off referrals alone at the start because I didn't know what I was doing, but I became very good at implementing referrals. So referrals don't work to scale unless you incentivize them. So we want to incentivize referrals, which basically means when we work with a client and we deliver the results, we then say, hey, who do you know that you can recommend that would also need this kind of service? If you can recommend people, I will pay you cash, or I'll give you discount on work, or I'll give you free work, whatever it is, whatever you think they're most likely to go for, incentivize the shit out of it. That's infinitely scalable because if every client can turn into 2, you never have to do lead gen again. Realistically, that's not going to happen. But you can make the lifetime value of a client go up exponentially by getting them to recommend you people. All the unicorns we work with, we didn't land them as unicorns. We landed them as a referral from another client. Oh yeah, Ben, this was really good. We love this video. You should speak to my friend Gary. He works over at Epic Games in the marketing department. Here's his email. I've referred you to him. I never would have got my foot in the door of Epic Games unless I came from a referral. And the wonderful thing about referrals is they're warm. They're super warm leads because they've come in and you've been recommended by someone that they trust. So you haven't got to do this fucking dance about warming someone up. You can just get on a call and sell. And if it's in your niche and it's fitting within your offer, guess what? Easy sell. The slide isn't moving. There we go. Oh, I think I had like a nice quote there at the end that I wanted to touch on. So please bear with me, guys. If you keep relying on word of mouth and low budget gigs, you'll burn out fast. So referrals are amazing. Incentivize referrals are amazing. But trust me, from someone who built a company of referrals alone, it's not the way to do it because it's inconsistent and it's scary. And especially in the world of AI and the way the market's changing now, we need to have systems in place. We need to have systems in place, guys, because if we think worst case scenario, it's back to the 9 to 5. Fuck that. We're not here to do that. We're here to have a good fucking life because we only get to do this once. So you owe it to yourself to build the business you've always dreamed of. Let's make it happen together. In the description below, you can book a call with me now and we can jump on to see if we're a good fit. If we're not a good fit, don't worry. And, if you come on and maybe you're not ready to do it just yet, that's fine. At least I can give you some value, give you some tips about what current problems you currently have, and you can take those and go away. And then when you're ready, you can come back. Book a call and we can just understand where you're at and what you need. And I know, like, some of the objections I get from people is like, oh, I'm just not ready to invest in this kind of thing. It's like, well, how much is it going to cost you long term by not investing in this? If you're at 50 grand a year, 60 grand a year, every year you don't do it, you're going to be 40 grand in the hole more. Because when you join this, I'll get you to 6 figures. And then other people in the program who've hit 6 figures, we've then scaled them up further with ads. Like, I can help you, but you have to let me help you. Book a call. Anyway, guys, I really, really hope you found that useful. Thank you.